So the state of Massachusetts is spending hundreds of millions of dollars to house illegal immigrants in basically hotels. And the Daily Mail did a story on this, just kind of breaking down the cost and the luxury living that some of these migrants are getting. Now, keep in mind, there in the past, since Biden took office, there's like something, I don't know how many millions of migrants. They don't even know the full number, but I heard rough estimate that the amount of illegal immigrants that are in this country since Biden took office, they now outnumber the total population of 36 states in the United States, which is insane. That's a fucking army, okay? And to think that these people are crossing the border and are being housed in hotels and given free food, free money, free phones. I've even seen in some of these places where they're allowed to apply for loans and credit cards and just all kinds of these political gifts. And I've also seen how these people coming into these specific areas are giving certain political groups an excessive amount of political power, at least in electorally. I don't think that this is a conspiracy. I think that this is right out in the open, an obvious agenda that is being carried out. Now, when I get to the Daily Mail's story that they did here, and they're not the only ones. CBS News has covered it. Boston 25 News also has a story. A bunch of them. There's a bunch of them. I'm going to read the Daily Mails because I like the Daily Mail. Boston Migrant Shelter Luxury State pays $16 for breakfast per migrant, $17 for lunch per migrant, and $31 for dinner per migrant. And these hotels and restaurants have basically are paid by the government to do this. Not only are they paying these hotels to keep these people here, but they're also paying local restaurants to provide food. This is insane. All right, so new documents show the rising public costs of sheltering migrants in Massachusetts as the state grapples with a strain on its emergency shelter program. Why do they even have an emergency shelter program for illegal aliens? That just blows my fucking mind right there. That tells me that they've been planning this for years. The state has 17 contracts totaling $116 million to house migrants families through June, including a no-bid $10 million contract for a company providing meals. And we can find out who that is. It's like an Italian restaurant is providing all these meals in like Boston. So CBS News Boston reported citing documents obtained by the outlet proving all this. In some cases, the state is paying hotels $64 per person each day for meals, including $16 for breakfast, $17 for lunch, $31 for dinner. Last August, Massachusetts Governor Maura T. Healey declared a state of emergency, stating the state had more than 20,000 migrants in its shelter system. Capacity overruns have necessitated the use of hotels for emergency shelter, but earlier this month, the state opened a new temporary facility with 400 beds in Boston Melnia Cass Recreational Center. It followed reports that migrants were being forced to sleep on cots at Logan Airport, underscoring the humanitarian crisis and strain on the state's resources. This is fucking just mind-blowing. If it's going on here, it's going on other places, okay? Similar to New York, Massachusetts has a long-standing right to shelter law mandating that the state provides emergency shelter to families in desperate need. Okay. Let's see. CBS affiliate WBZ found that one catering vendor, Spinelli Ravioli Manufacturing Company in East Boston, was awarded a $10 million 6-month no-bid contract to provide and deliver meals. As an approved state vendor, Spinelli's was contacted the onset of the crisis, the company told WBZ. Wow. Okay. That's just... Dude. All right, so about the same time, I seen this just a minute ago. Hang on. Sorry. So I just seen that Elon Musk, literally right as I was reading that article, I seen that Elon Musk has posted, I think it was on X, some kind of crazy video, basically breaking down essentially 10 ways that the Democrats are, deliberately bringing migrants across the border, how they're doing it, why they're doing it. Basically, they're bringing these people in to ensure voting power to move a total one-party system. This video is insane. I'll post the clip in the video. You guys got to see it. It's absolutely insane.
The Democrat open borders plan to entrench single-party rule, explained in under 2 minutes. 1. Flood the country with untold millions of illegals by land, sea, and air from all over the world, enough to eclipse the populations of 36 individual U.S. states so far. 2. Prioritize the needs of these millions of non-citizens over the needs of the American citizen, with free flights, buses, hotels, meals, and phones, ensuring their loyalty to the political party that imported them. 3. Keep them in the country at all costs, even when they commit violent crime like murder and rape. Attack the language used to describe the criminals, as opposed to the criminals themselves. Slander critics as racist. 4. Ensure their privileges are made irrevocable with city and state sanctuary laws that act as population magnets. Codify permanent status and ensure non-cooperation with ICE. 5. Count the non-citizens in the census that will determine congressional apportionment in the House of Representatives. As of now, that would equal 13 extra congressional districts, a tremendous amount of electoral power. 6. Wage a massive, heavily funded lawfare campaign to change state voting laws that legalize mass mail-in ballots, no signature verification, and no proof of citizenship requirements, making it nearly impossible to prove voter fraud. 7. Lock in the permanent voting majority with campaign promises of lavish benefits and permanent privileges, enshrining generational fealty to the Democrat Party. 8. Win elections. 9. Entrenched single...
Okay, so basically, end result is a single party rule in the United States, which would be, the left. That was posted on DC Drano's Instagram page, and he had shared Elon Musk post. I'm not sure who made the video, but Elon definitely shared it. That's crazy. But I mean, we've kind of known that this is kind of the plan. This is the game that they're playing. This is the plan that is being carried out. You don't just happen to have millions of people cross the border and get free food, and the government basically supports them by accident. It's not just. There's something much more sinister and much more deeper going on there. And I'll try to actually post that video or screen record it or something, and we'll work with the audio a little bit so that it's better for you guys. But that's insane. I mean, that's basically line for line, how they're carrying this out and what they're doing. And if you there's no really way to refute that, that's kind of the end game. Like, hey, bring these people in, make sure that do everything we can to make sure that they're loyal to us, that they vote for us, put them where they need to be. And then we'll, essentially have so much power electorally that we'll always win these elections, and essentially we'll do away with the two-party system, and we'll be the only remaining powerful political, entity in this country, and we'll essentially have, infinite reign and unlimited power to do whatever they want, and basically, when it'd basically be a dictatorship at that point, and then United States is a third world country, because there's never been a dictatorship that has, ever been, a great prosperous nation. It just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. China has a lot of things, but I would never want to live there. I would never want to live under the rule of Xi Jinping. I would never want to live there. to be in a communist country, regardless of all the great things that they have. And I mean, China is relatively, Americanized. I mean, like, to some degree. I've never been there, so I don't want to knock it. But, dude, at the end of the day, it's a communist country. There's, Xi Jinping, like, runs the whole fucking place. And you get jailed for talking bad about him. You can be murdered for talking bad about him. Look what they did to that Jack Ma guy. Like, dude, you don't have to, you can't really make much of a case for why it's a good thing to live in a country that's run that way. Okay, China versus America, like, freedom versus no freedom. Like, it's very, very simple. So yeah, it's insane that these are the things that are going on in this country right now, and the guy that is standing against that is on trial every fucking week over some ridiculous crime and false allegations, and they're trying to drain his pockets so that he has no way to fight against any of this. But the true patriots, the real men, the real women out there who love freedom, and they love this country and what it stands for and what it has stood for years and years, and how we got here. The people who believe in this country and want to see it thrive, we know what's going on, and we're not going to put up with it. We're not going to stand for it. We're not going to sit idly by and just let our country be, ripped away from us, and our way of life be ripped away from us. And it's a real shame to the immigrants that came here legally, because they're getting lugged in with these illegals. And, I know a lot of people that came to this country legally, and it was a process and it was tough. And those people are welcome here, But these people who just cross the border, that they're pouring in right now, and they're packing them into these congressional districts to try to win elections, those people don't belong. And something needs to be done immediately. But it all remains to be seen, and we'll see what happens. What's up, guys? My name is Joe Davis. I'm the host of the Garbage to Gold podcast. And if you like the video that you just seen and you want to see more, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.